Daughter forbidden to marry her true love. 40 years later, she discovers newspaper clipping her mom hid. Janice Rude's story is one of true love. The modern Romeo and Juliet style romance is almost unbelievable once the details are all dished out, but it truly did happen. Janice was a college student at Occidental College in California in 1961. She was working in the cafeteria at the time to help pay her way through school. Janice was perfectly content and felt that her life was being fulfilled, but then she met Prentiss. Janice was serving food during what should have been a normal day when Prentiss Wilson walked into the cafeteria. Janice thought the man was handsome, but she didn't realize how attracted she was to him until they locked eyes. When the two students' eyes met, there was an immediate spark. They didn't exactly realize at the time, but it was truly love at first sight. After that first encounter, Prentiss started visiting the cafeteria a lot more. He would go even when he wasn't hungry, just so he could spend a little time around Janice. Janice also looked forward to seeing the man walk in every day. One day during an early Thanksgiving meal, Janice didn't see Prentiss walk in. She was serving food to the students who were spending that pre-Thanksgiving at the school's cafeteria and hoped that she'd see Prentiss, but he wasn't there. That's when a friend told her that Prentiss was miles away, spending the holiday with his family. Suddenly, Janice was overcome with realization. She realized that she just couldn't be away from Prentiss. So she decided to get in her car and drive the whole 152 miles to go find the man she admired. During their time together, Prentiss had realized he didn't want to be apart from Janice either. It wasn't hard to see just how much they meant to each other. Prentiss knew he had to solidify their bond, so he bought a ring and the couple got engaged. They'd only known each other for about a year, but they knew they were meant to spend the rest of their lives together. The engagement announcement was printed in the local newspaper shortly after. However, not everyone was happy about the engagement. The couple hadn't been together long before Janice's father intervened. He told her that she had to break up with Prentiss or he'd stop paying her college tuition. Janice was devastated. She loved Prentiss and wanted to be with him forever, but she knew she had to get a college degree. So after many tears and moments of agony, Janice and Prentiss went their separate ways. They eventually grew up and married other people, starting families of their own. However, the two never stopped thinking about each other. Years later, both Janice and Prentiss's mothers passed away, only a few months apart. While neither one knew at the time, both Prentiss and Janice were going through their mother's belongings at the same time. That's when they each found that both mothers had kept the newspaper clippings of the couple's engagement announcement. It was definitely a sign. While Janice's father forbade the marriage, her mother, as well as Prentiss's, must have secretly longed for the two to get together this whole time. On top of that, neither Janice nor Prentiss were married anymore. The discovery prompted the couple to contact each other after all those years apart. They met up in 2010 to see if that spark was still there. When they met, Prentiss commented that Janice was wearing the exact same color as she had been during that Thanksgiving dinner back in 1961. Janice was blown away that he remembered. Prentiss shared, "It was time to rectify what had gone wrong 50 years before." So 6 months later, the couple got married. It was about 49 years after they had met. They chose to have the beautiful wedding at a courtyard at Occidental College. Prentiss explained that the courtyard was actually part of the students' eating area. So he commented, "It was very appropriate because we had met at the cafeteria all that time before." Janice shares, "We're so happy. Our marriage is perfect." She admits that they both realize they have very few years now to live out that happiness, but they don't care. Janice and Prentiss are determined to make those years bliss.